Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Happy October 1st. All my Libras, where you at? Today is my mom's birthday. Happy birthday to you. She turned 79 today. So for October, you guys, I want to focus on Target stores in North Carolina and South Carolina. So all throughout North Carolina and South Carolina, I will be trying to go out and show you what's going on to see the difference in the stores and how they are performing as far as getting the inventory in and on the shelves. So if that's something you want to see, let me know down in the comments. If it's something else you want to see, let me know down in the comments. But before we get started, if you haven't become a part of it, what you waiting on? What you waiting on? Go ahead and hit it. You know what to do. So I will also be doing my gardening videos. Once a week, I will upload a garden video. I hope that you guys support that as well, because gardening is very much a part of becoming more self-reliant and starting your long-term food storage. It's just an added benefit to it all. And you get more for the buck when you garden as opposed to going and buying it from the grocery stores. And lately, the grocery stores haven't been looking that great when it comes to produce. So y'all, I will be doing the gardening videos once a week. And I will also be doing canning videos. Well, not really canning videos, but I'll just show you snippets of me canning. I'm not going to show like in detail canning yet until I get more comfortable with it. And so I want to thank the person who gave me the canner as well. And y'all, let's get into this video and see what the shelves are looking like. Let me know in the comments what you've been seeing in your area, where you're from, and what's going on. And so I will, do my best to show you more than just empty shelves in this video, and also give you ideas and tips in this video of things you can add to your survival kits, your prepper pantry, things of that nature. So let's get into the video. Also, before I go any further, y'all, my birthday is October 11th. I am looking forward to turning 52. I'm looking forward to living a long, productive, healthy life. And I'm looking forward to living it with you guys. So stay tuned for something for October 11th. It will be a special video, of course. Now, although water was not the first thing I saw in the store, I wanted to put this first because that is one of the first things you need to stock up on, and you need to have the right amount for the amount of people that's in your home. And you can just easily Google that. Water is life, and without it, you don't have it. So I want to kind of show the store because I don't want to just show empty shelves. If they have them, then I'll show them. But I want you to see that they do have other things in the store. Make sure you check your battery supply, that you have all the batteries in the different sizes that you need. Make sure you store them properly. If you're leaving them in a container, that's fine. If you're taking them out, then you need to properly store them with them not touching each other. Otherwise, you will discharge the battery. So for the beginner prepper, adding cotton balls, swabs, and even the Q-tips are great to add to your prepper pantry or your emergency fire starter kit, because you can use those to start a fire. You can use these little makeup pads right here as well. Also, the Q-tips, when you have candles that have burnt down way too far and you don't have a long match, you can use that Q-tip, light the tip of it, and use it to light your candle or whatever it is you're trying to light. Also, don't forget to create a list, because this will help you when it comes to figuring out what it is you use, writing it down, and having that list when you go to the stores. Don't forget your hygiene products, your toothpaste, your toothbrush, your deodorant, your soaps, your shampoos, conditioners, things of that nature, your eye drops, anything that you use on a regular, you want to add to your prepper pantry. Also, think about adding crafts, not just for the kiddos in your house, but for yourself, for mental relaxation, because dealing with stressful situations, you want to be able to free your mind of those things so you can think more clearly. And I think painting is a great way to do that, as well as puzzles and games. Adding cleaning supplies is very important for your own health and safety. You want to clean as regular as possible. So you want to have the things that you need. I'm not showing the bleach in here, but you want to make sure you have some bleach. Make sure you have your candles. They don't have to be scented. They could be non-scented. They could be the kind that run off of a battery, as opposed to having to use actual fire if you fear that. But having cleaning supplies is so important to keep things as hygienically clean as you possibly can. Adding your allergy medication, your prescription medication, making sure you have those items and storing them properly, because a lot of medications can't take a lot of heat. So you got to make sure you store these things in the right and proper way. If you're a person that don't take a lot of vitamins, now is the time to boost your immune system by doing that. And also creating a first aid kit. You can get one pre-made, or you can buy your own bag and put the items in that you need. Here's a bag here in Target. It was like $5.49. And everything is stored in there. You zip it up. It's waterproof, and that's what you want, a waterproof bag. So make sure you write down these things, take note of the items that you need, the medical stuff that you need, and get those now while they're in stock. Get your gloves now, because as you can see, they had some, but the top 2 shelves, they had none. Also, your pain medication, because you never know, you have, something going on and you need that. Your tampons, your Tampax, your pads, they can be used for more than just your menstrual cycle. You can use them in your first aid kits. These little grab and go personal items are great for go bags. Also, Ziploc bags. You use those to keep items from getting wet, or you can freeze your food long term. These pans you can cook on outside in. Also, if you're thinking about long-term food storage, here's the canning section. They really had hardly anything in there. So this section with the paper towels and the toilet paper, they had a lot of empty shelves, bare spaces, but then they also had aisles that did have those products on it, but it might not be the actual brand that you want. So if it's a certain brand and you're particular, you might want to go ahead and get those items now. They didn't have limits on it, but other places do have limits on their items, so that's why I'm saying go ahead and get those items now. Also, your spoons, your cups, your paper plates, a way to dispose of those things by way of trash bags is very important to add to your prepper pantry as well. So the dairy section didn't look that bad. They did have some empty spaces, some gaps, a few items missing of particular brands, as well as the creamers. The eggs looked okay, for once, but the meats, had some gaps in it. The prices were so-so. But all in all, that little section, it wasn't as bad as I've seen it before. So the deli meats and the little kids section with the Lunchables, those were kind of vacant over there. I showed you the side little shot here just to show you that they're front facing, because there was nothing behind it. So it was a lot of that going on throughout the store, where they had items but they didn't have a lot of them, so they kind of pushed everything forward. So you'll see side angles of certain shots. So all of these next items are, you should add to your prepper pantry, because one, they store great. They store a long time. Your pastas, your potatoes, your rice, your beans. Also, they have different ways you can get your rice. Some rice is already pre-made, and some rice you have to cook right then. But your sauces, your canned goods, all those things, whatever your household is eating, write that down and go out and get those items. and get enough to try to last you. So you want to add protein in many different ways. You can add it by having the actual meat, but you can also use your peanut butter and your nuts. That's a great way to add protein to your diet in different forms. As you can see, they did have some empty spaces over in this little area, but your broths and your soups, those are a great way to create a meal, and you can add rice with it, with the soup, and that will beef up your meal right there. If you're a coffee drinker, please get your coffee. We don't want you to be grumpy out here. Get your oils and your fats, because you need that in your diet. So I wanted to show you a side view of this particular item. That way you can see how it's vacant behind it, empty, and then in the front, if you're just passing by, you're like, oh, they're fully stocked. My store's fully stocked. The seasonings didn't look that great in here, but they did have some. But you want to have seasoning. You don't want to be eating bland food. You know, if you're locked in and, oh, you don't have the right seasonings for this, so you got to omit that from your recipe. Also, adding your cereals, your granola bars and things like that is very good and very nutritious if you get the right brands. So you see some empty spaces on the shelves for the Powerades and Gatorades and things like that. And then also over in the chip area, they had some empty shelves over there. But popcorn stores well long term, so that if you're a popcorn eater, go ahead and get your popcorn, because I have a ton of it myself. So once again, I'm showing you the water because water is very important to have in your stockpile. I can't say that enough. So we got empty shelves over here with the juices, and that's been usual thing at most stores. The juices, the Powerade, and sometimes the water is running really low in certain areas. We still don't have a pet as of yet, but if you do, don't forget your furry friends, whether it's a dog, a cat, or whatever. Get the brand that you use, because when you're changing up your dog food, you're going to mess their tummies up, and they're going to mess your house up with poo everywhere. And so over here in the baby section, I want to show you that they did get some formula in, but they still had some empty spaces as well as the baby food. Section looked okay, but I wanted to also show you they did get some items in for Halloween for the kids. They didn't have a lot, but they did have some things in there, so I just wanted to take a few pictures of that and show you that. I didn't want to harp on that season, you know, because a lot of people don't celebrate that stuff. And also over in the toy section, they did have a lot of toys in now, but they still have some empty spaces, some bare shelves on certain brands of items, and they had a lot of puzzles and games, and I think that would be great, you know, for the family to come together and be able to have that fun time, you know. So that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found some things that you didn't know in it, and if I left something out, which I'm sure I did, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Be polite in how you put it in there, because other people are reading your comments, and it's helping a lot of other people if you put in where you're from. You don't have to put the exact address, but you can say, I'm in such and such state, and you know, this is what we're going through in our town, and you know, leave it at that. And thank y'all again for being here. Subscribe to the channel, because I would love to have you. Like the video, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you, but God loves you more. He created only when you be the best you that you can be, and when you are, go out and spread God's love with distance.